Mr. Bowtie's Texas High School Sports Machine is driven by Henry Finley and McCombs Ford West, a proud supporter of all area local sports. McCombs Ford West, simply the best.
It's exciting because we're starting new traditions and making new culture and basically just starting new things. You know, we're a new school.
We're still learning to compete and win at this level, being so young. Just trying to find that fighting spirit. The biggest thing I would say is patience, to know that it's not going to happen overnight, and just being such a competitor. I'm still working on that.
Do the best we really can as a team together, because we're setting really history.
Hey folks, Mr. Bowtie here. Keep banging home that subscribe button on your screen so that way you can stay up to date on all the great high school and local sports coverage not found anywhere else. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Mr. Bowtie 1982. It's fast, it's free, it's ergonomical, and you're going to make my parents think I'm the son that they always wanted. Thank you so much and enjoy the show. Last year, Brandeis ended the area's 16-year drought without a volleyball state championship when they knocked off Keller in 5. That team featured 2 All-Americans who are now playing at TCU and a slew of other players that are or will be playing college ball down the road. That team also had a really good coaching staff, as Maddie Williams trying to lead Brandeis to a repeat title. One of her assistants, Sarah Morris, was hired on to start the program at Sotomayer within Northside ISD, and she's going to have a challenge right away because they're starting right in 6A versus most other schools that open up in 5A. But if she can take the magic that worked at Brandeis and duplicate it at Sotomayer, that transition may go a little quicker. For Sarah Morris, the expectations and pressure are much different from 2021 to 2022. Last year, Brandeis was all in on the expectation of state championship or bust. This year, starting Sotomayer's program, the expectation is a little bit lower. For now.
The biggest thing I would say is patience. I think having patience to understand that, you know, the expectation that we had over here is what I'm trying to bring over here to Sotomayor, and I'm not going to budge. Trying to build the discipline and all that stuff, from what we look like to how we show up to how we move on the court to how we compete. That is what I'm trying to instill. And so having patience to know that it's not going to happen overnight, and just being such a competitor, I'm still working on that.
Brandeis had 2 All-Americans on their title team. Sotomayor has no seniors and just 3 juniors, plus the Wildcats not only opened straight into 6A, but didn't have a sub-varsity season last year. Wildcats on 2! Wildcats! Like most other first-year programs have in most sports. Many of their players came over from Harlan and O'Connor.
It's exciting because we're starting new traditions and making new culture and basically just starting new things. You know, we're a new school. Setting an example, like for the freshmen, the JV, you know, the people that are watching us. I think a lot of people come and support us.
Most of the players were at Harlan last year, so they've known each other, but I feel like because of that, it is helping. It helps us as a team because a lot of the girls played together last season.
Morris brought over a lot from her experience winning a state title. By the way, she doesn't wear her title ring during matches.
She is helping us fight for being like really scrappy and have our defense on point, so to where our hitters can really just hit spots, because there's teams like Harlan or Brandeis that they're great. You know, Brandeis went to state, but like we just really need to be scrappy, and that's all really we can do.
Her energy is really good, and I think she really believes in us, and she shows it. When we look down on ourselves, she's the one to pick us up.
In addition to having Morris as their head coach from Brandeis, they brought something over from another team that reached the state semifinals. Yes, the Turbo Shuffle, that thing, which has been growing in warm-up routines across the galaxy. I saw it firsthand last year when New Braunfels Canyon used it before matches. It's used as an intense training warm-up. The Cougars went on to the 5A semifinals, and they have a strong chance to get back there themselves again this year. At times, the Wildcats looked like a first-year program making simple mistakes, but other times looked like a team that was looking like a future November contender. They've already played 2 5-set matches in their 10-day history. Against San Antonio Christian, they almost blew to a 2-0 lead, but held on to win. Against San Antonio Edison, a 2021 5A playoff team, they came back from down 2-1 to win. That fifth set had ties at 10, 11, 12, and 13 before the Wildcats won the last 2 points. Those 5-set wins will pay off when they get to 29 6A play and the playoffs if they qualify.
Going to 5 sets definitely helps because we're all tired at the end, which means we just really had to push. We have the lead kind of in that type of deal because we've been in the situation multiple times. We won't be as tired as we were whenever we went to 5 with sacks than how we were like today.
Trying to find that fighting spirit, and we've done it twice, and that's what I told them when we jumped into the huddle going into the fifth. We've been here before, and we have to use that to our advantage. Little games to 5, bite-sized chunks. We really preach that.
Instead of rewriting the record books, they are setting the pace and writing the record books.
Build a competitive program and a competitive mindset, a fearless one, really gritty. We want to be scrappy, going into every game with nothing to fear because we actually have nothing to lose.
With O'Connor looking like 2020 again, remember they swept Brandeis in the 2022 season opener, the district title might not be there for Sotomayor this year, but a quick growth could still get them into the knockout rounds in their debut season.
Set realistic goals. I think every day and today, every day at practice, every game, we're setting realistic goals. I tell them if we're going out there and we're competing and we're achieving those goals that we set and we fall short, I can't be upset, right? I understand that we have to have patience and those bite-sized chunks.
It really shows how much we can put up a fight. Like, it was like a roller coaster, basically.
We're still learning to compete and win at this level, being so young. I like the pressure and the thrill and just trying to feed off on my team and just super proud of them. Whatever I told them, it doesn't matter how ugly or how pretty, it takes mental toughness to get through something like this.
Sotomayor and Brandeis are not scheduled to play each other during the regular season. Remember, Brandeis is in 28 6A. The schools would not be able to face off against each other until the 4th round of the playoffs. The only team in the last 20 years to win a playoff match in its first year of existence from San Antonio was fellow Northside school Harlan when they made it to the 3rd round in 2018. Reporting from San Antonio, I am Mr. Bowtie.